Good morning, Wednesday morning, December 21st, 2022. Tick tock, tick tock. We're almost getting there, right? Uh, Two most dangerous words, F it, right? And the F, you know what I'm talking about. Uh, I'm going to get to that. I thought that you guys see my hand, right? It occurs to me that most of the people I know this story in my hand. But a lot of you watching this don't know the story of my hand. I don't even know if you ever noticed it, which is acceptable if you're watching a video. I run into people all the time and say, "Oh, I didn't even notice." And I go, oh. Anyway, the story of my hand is the story of my recovery as well, uh, but also has a lot of efforts in it. um, I and I want to encourage parents and loved ones to listen to this because it goes into depth on the insanity of the things we do is when we're buried in our addiction. Uh, I was in the military when I started having problems with my pinky finger, and uh, it was just a cut that wouldn't heal. And this is back when AIDS were really going hot, and I was living in a dangerous lifestyle, sharing needles even in the military. But uh, so I was freaking out, thinking this could be anything. Well, it turns out it wasn't any of those things. But in 1993, I think, my dad intervened on me, flew down to Texas and picked me up and drove me to Maryland, 1,500 miles detoxing off of heroin, barbiturates, benzos, alcohol, everything. I'd never detoxed in my life, and that was killing me, and he would never make that trip again. Anyway, I get there, and they put me at the Perry Point Medical Center, but they put me in the medical section because they can't do, and this is true of anywhere, before you treat substance abuse, you have to treat medical issues. And I had a serious one. By that time, my bone, it was just bones sticking out of my finger. I had been shooting so much dope during the day and just wrapping my finger with an old gauze, and it was horrible. And I'm ashamed to even think about it because this was something I couldn't blame on anybody. Pretty much did this to myself. Anyway, I get the amputation, and it's almost immediate relief, right? I get sober. I stay sober for about a year, and then my index finger starts going bad. First, F it. I got mad at God. I thought, well, you know what? I've been doing things right for a year, as if that's going to make up for 30 years. One at a time, this happened over a 10-year period or something like that. My last finger was this one. I kid you not. And I begged them to cut that off, and they don't do cosmetic surgery. The point to all of this is that with the loss of a finger, you would think I would get the message that I probably shouldn't be doing that, because in the end, what had happened was I had blocked my brachial artery. That's the major artery that feeds most of the blood to your fingers. It's cold outside now, and I was thinking the other day that my doctor at one point told me, you stay out of the frozen food section. So I don't do well with cold weather. However, so funny thing is, I haven't lost any fingers since I got sober this time. Uh, and I want to talk about, we're getting a lot of influx into the open door mission right now because, just like I said, it is cold. It's going to get colder in Houston. Now, how many of those guys are coming in their mindset to really get treatment, and how many are coming in just to get off the streets? And my question is, what difference does it make? And the reason I say that is because when I went to a similar mission up in Baltimore, the Helping Up mission, I wasn't going in there looking for Jesus. I wasn't going in there even looking for treatment per se. I was looking to get off the streets of Baltimore because it was cold outside, right? So no matter the motive, you don't know when that light's going to go off and somebody will say, hey, wait a minute. In my case, it was literally Jesus lifting me up and saying, no more. You're not doing this anymore. So the two most dangerous words in an addict's life to me are F it. Because that's when you just said, I tried and it ain't working. So, but you don't have to say them anymore, right? You don't. So everybody have a blessed day. It's going to be cold and get colder. Everybody be safe in the frozen temperatures and all that kind of stuff. Pray that the Texas power grid holds up, and I will see you on the flip side. Be here tomorrow. Bye-bye.